Hello humans, this is Random Sergeant. Welcome to the Random channel. Today we are going to be continuing Rogue's Choice Medieval Fantasy Chapter 2 Part 7. Last time we were listening in on the conversation between Mala and the Captain Guard. Mala was the girl's name, right? Yeah, whatever, the prostitute and the Captain Guard, and they were discussing about the God Slayer, which would be the wizard from the first game that we played as. And now we're gonna continue. Oh, by the way, there was some frame rate issues in the last fucking episode. I don't know why the video was so weird. But then again, you only have to listen anyway. There's not much to see on the screen anyhow. But whatever. I will tell you this because you are a clever woman and I hope you might help me, says the captain as he stares into the embers of fire. The priest, Morel, went missing 4 days ago. I would think this nothing. Perhaps he went on a pilgrimage and neglected to tell anyone. However, there are many powerful people looking for him. Indeed, the Duke has assigned his personal guards to the task. Strange, says Mala. Oh, Mala is the guy, okay. The woman does not seem to have a name, or maybe she did in the last chapter, last time, but I didn't read it. I don't remember anyway. Regardless, he is not a high-ranking priest. From the questioning, I believe they are not so much seeking the man himself as they seek something he carries. What? Asked Mala. That's what I'm hoping you might answer. Did you have any possession that you noticed? Did he have any possession that you noticed? Jewelry? Mala is silent for a long moment. Only a chain around his neck. I presumed his holy symbol, as is the custom of a Lathian priest. But he did not disrobe, and so I did not see what the chain was attached to. But there was something else while he was praying over me. A voice. A voice? Whose voice? I do not know. Something playful, like a child. He told me to keep my eyes shut. There was a bright light, even though closed eyelids, I could see it. Even through closed eyelids, I could see it. And then, asked the captain, Mala is the girl, okay. He dropped coins, and I left in a hurry. Far more coin than had been arranged. Why did you not mention this straight away? All this unusual activity. Mala chuckles and shakes her head. Captain Bonebrow. Okay, that's brow, not Bonebrow. Oh, that sounds gay. But Captain Bonebrow, I have been hired by many priests for many rituals for many different gods. This was one of the least unusual. You said you met him 10 days ago. Mala nods. Days before the priest went missing, says the captain. The two of them sit quietly for a minute. But by now, you have slowed your heart. Your senses are keen. You can feel the reassuring weight of your dagger hilt in your hand. You hope it doesn't come to that. Faintly in the firelight, you see the captain pouring over a few coins from a pouch into his hand. Mala, you may go, he says as he presses the coin into her hand. We have not been up here long. What will your men think? She says teasingly. They're calling him premature. Right. Premature ejaculator. They say there is no one better than you, and I would enjoy your service tonight, but I fear I have drunk too much, says the captain. You have not had so much, says Mala. She sits motionless on the bed for a few seconds, then speaks barely above a whisper. There need be no secret between us. You got me out of the new gate, and for that I will always be grateful. I would never speak of, well, let me just say that there are others in the castle with your preferences. The captain's voice is low and threatening. Did someone say something? No, says Mala quickly. None of the other girls would ever talk about you. You're a friend to us. After Gorgon was slain, there were others that would never have let us leave. You helped us. Would you have me say it out loud? My preference, with who I would lie with. He says, I would not have you do anything you did not want. Just do not pretend, not with me, not with a friend, she says. She puts a hand on the captain's thick forearm. They're silent for a while. Mala leans over, puts her head against his shoulder. Captain, this world is dark, but there is happiness deep inside for those willing to squeeze. They sit there for for some time. Why am I not capable of reading half the fucking time? And then the captain sprinkles out a few more coins from his bag. For your young one. Damn, she really knows how to get some money out of him. Well, the first one was the information. This is just because she played along. She stands up. Her back is to you now. But there is a smile in her voice. I will tell your men that you were like a god. The captain laughs as he stands up. I will join you downstairs, he says. And tell me if you learn anything about the priest. Use the usual channel. The two of them go to the door as when they arrive, Mallet drapes her arm around the captain, leans into him, he opens the door, and they leave. You wait a few seconds, then you creep over to the door, listen for a few seconds, satisfied that all is clear, you open the door to an empty hallway. Fucking hell. You knock gently on the door. Who is it? Comes Kriya's voice. Rooster. You whisper through the crack. She opens the door, a scowl on her face. Once inside, the door shut, she crosses her arms. You're like a dog in heat that cannot be kept behind her wall. Her wall? Okay. Do I need to remind you that this inn is full of soldiers? Are you not wanted for desertion? You did not notice me leaving, you say innocently. I said goodbye, you lie. Oh, that's funny. I was distracted studying my spells for tomorrow. She's on a triad, time to distract her with something. What do you say? Say I will help you study. I'm not stupid enough to do that. Say I will help you relax. I'm not stupid enough to. Let's perform a magic trick, that would be funny. Studying for spells, you say. You walk up to her, looking deep into her irate eyes. I don't know what irate means. Do you mean spells like? You pause as you show her your open hand, waving it before her face. This. You finish as you flip the coin you had palmed into your finger and pull it from her ear. She stares at the coin for a moment, she smiles, and then she chuckles. You think you can misbehave and be a fool as long as you can make a woman laugh. You shrug. Yes, actually. She sighs and crosses her arms. You take a step away from her, bow. Well, at least that broke her triad. I think this is the best option we could have gone for her. So you're done studying then, you ask. Not yet. I wish to perfect a spell that will smite our enemies with fire. Handy against rats, I should expect. You nod. That does sound like a good choice. You hope that doesn't sound patronizing. Well, I may as well leave you to that. Great concentration is required, I'm sure. Again, she says incredulously. Where are you going? You chuckle. You sound like my last... Okay, the sentence, where are you going? Okay, you chuckle. You sound like my last you let your voice sentence die again as she scowls. You clear your throat. I was going to travel the rooftops for a while, get a better feel for my new city. I think we should just sleep, honestly. Rio's eyes widen. Are you determined to perish before your adventure even begins? I did this at home all the time, you say with a shrug. And at home, there was at least some semblance of law. Here in this outer ring, who will care if I knock loose a few roof tiles? They will kill you, she says. In the middle ring, they hire elven archers to shoot burglars and the like. Elves need only starlight to hit their mark. The middle ring, sure, you say, but out here? You think you're the first in the outer ring to think of moving over these streets rather than through them, she says. Do you think there are no safeguards against those traveling this way? Not the first to think of it, but likely the first to have the skills to do it, you say. Gods, you really are a rooster, she laughs. Go ahead then, rooster. Go strut over to the rooftops until the farmer grabs you by the neck, chops your head off, and throws you in a pot. There are no farmers on these rooftops, you say. Yeah, what? Kriya is silent for a moment, perhaps weighing whether you're a joker or an idiot. I will go with idiot. That was a bad joke. That was not even a joke, that was just retarded, okay. Please leave the bars unlocked for my return, you say as you go to the window. And open the glass, letting in a blast of cool air. I will not. I paid for this room. I intend to sleep soundly without fear of assassins creeping through my window. How would any assassins know that it was unlocked? You know what? Never mind, you say, throwing up your hands. You sleep here with the fleas. I will sleep out there under the stars. Then why did I even come here? Now you swing the bars open, climb out without even looking below to see if anyone is watching. You lurk up, grab the roof by its eave and haul yourself up. Now standing on the roof, your chest is puffed out as you inhale the cool air. You hear the sound of the rusted bars slamming shut below. In the crook of one of the chimneys are several flowers. You're not sure what kind. You've never one for flowers, white ones. Kriya was right. You're not the first one to think of coming up on the rooftop. There is a locked hatchet nearby. You suppose that explains how the flowers got here. You think about the address you saw on the parchment in the captain's room. Corner of King and Mary. You forgot to ask Kriya where that was. You haven't noticed a lot of street signs in Ring City. Not that you would... I just noticed that Ring City is kind of designed like Attack on Titan area. Not that you would be able to read them up here in the dark anyway. Tonight I will explore without heed to direction, you think. You often find out the most interesting things that way. Okay. Hopefully we don't end up in the mid-city or middle ring and get shot by an archer. Because I know from the first game, the fucking elven archers, they're fucking brutal. The going is tough at first. A city skyline has its secrets, eaves that are particularly easy to grab, walls with rough hewn stone and lots of handholds, windows. A lot of handholds, windowsills that sit at just the right height. Nevertheless, you make progress zigzagging despite some backtracking. All the windows are barred and barred shutter or both. It is disappointing because there is no way to pick a lock that isn't there. Would there be a lock on the outside of the window? Next time you might bring a crowbar. You doubt your dagger is up to the mark. Yeah, dagger will probably break. Alas, no more burglary tonight, you think. You have already risked and earned enough tonight. Relax and explore. You let yourself think of the items you will buy with the coin the captain so generously donated to your cause, including a good, strong length of rope. When you see something move in the corner of your eye, you turn, it's gone. Crouching down, you listen and watch. Distant laughter, singing, sounds can travel well up there. Sounds can travel well up there, depending on the source. There, 7 buildings away, you see a humanoid shape moving very quickly over the rooftops. A flash of fluttering fabric. A dress? She disappears behind a tall house. Nothing. You wait. Then you spot a shadow, a mighty leap between 2 buildings on opposite side of the main street. Holy shit! That's like, if I'm thinking correctly, it's the main street, I'm guessing that's at least, I think, 10 to like 12 meters distance would there be in like one, like the type of setting I'm thinking of in a medieval, fantasy world. I'm guessing if it's the main street, that's at least 10 meters gap between both the buildings, I'm guessing. That's fucking long. Let's see. An impossible leap. She's coming straight at you, bounding along like a massive spider. There's several chimneys near to hide behind on the roof, other side of the roof you're standing on. You can get outside and hide behind, but another option is to drop down onto the street. Doing that in a hurry is dangerous for sure. You're skilled at landing as well. Finally, you could step up onto the apex of the roof. Depending on how this woman approaches, this may give you a height advantage. Regardless, at least she will have to approach you out in the open and will not be able to surprise you. I think if the whole thing is her ground, I did not mean to press that. I actually did not mean to press the hide option. For fuck's sake, every single time I do this stupid shit, I did not mean to press the hide option. Alright, that was unfortunate, but we'll go with that. If we lose health, we'll see. Run down the slope of the forest, crouch down behind the largest chimney. Seconds later, you hear soft and rapid footsteps that are near. The footsteps stop. There's a sound of breathing, not breathing in normal sense, but sniffing. Gods, it seeks to sniff me out. You think, what manner of woman is this? Hazarding a peek through the chimney, you see her standing there. Her dress is mostly shredded. Her face is in the air. A slim body pulses as she sniffs. She's too close for you to safely escape to the streets. That leaves remaining here hidden or trying to go on the offensive. Sneak up with your dagger, and that's the option of speaking to her. I'm gonna go the speak to her option. Begging your pardon, my lady, you say, peeking from around the chimney. She turns. Her face is pale and beautiful. She can tell that much in the faint. You can tell that much in the faint light. She walks towards you. I did not mean to intrude on anyone's property. You say. I was just trying to find a safe way to. You let your sentence trail off as she gets near. Her eyes are beguiling, dark, deep, and yet merciless. Her hand shoots out like a viper and wraps around your collar. The next thing you know, you're lying on your back on the floor, on the roof. She stands over you. There's a brand on her arm, 2 curving lines resembling a river. You saw the same mark on Mala. She thrusts her head up. Her long hair rustles just barely in the breeze, her teeth gleaming in the faint starlight. She crouches down, crawls closer. She raises one arm. Now you see that she has the hands of a monster with molted skin and long claws. Vampire, you realize. You have heard the tale. Oh shit, one of these guys, huh? Wait. Did I in the first game convert someone into a vampire and not leave them alive? No, I'm pretty damn sure anyone we converted to a vampire we killed. Vampire, you realize. You've heard the tales. These monsters are pitiless predators. You still have a dagger in your hand. She has the perfect range. You could throw it. You doubt you could kill such a creature so easily, but it may distract her long enough for you to roll off the roof. It would be painful landing, but perhaps better than a vampire attack. Another option is to try to speak to her. However, attempts so far have done no good. She pauses, her claws still suspending in the air threateningly. What do? Well, I know how vampires do, so let's throw the dagger and roll. Oh, damn. Reach back, throw, but your dagger spins through open air. Suddenly she's on top of you, ripping into your throat. The last thing you see is the stars. The last thing you hear is your own gurgling. Finally, gasp. Alas, you finally succumb to your wounds and collapse. Okay. we're gonna go, well, let's redo the, no wait, let's do the last checkpoint actually. Okay, so the last choice was way too far back. I holy shit, it took me a while to get here. Anyway, this time I'm just gonna drop down to the street. Fuck that, because if it's a vampire, I literally cannot fight it. I know vampires one-on-one, even a fucking archer, like a fucking elven archer on a fucking mount cannot kill a fucking vampire. Kriya mentioned safeguards being in place. Kriya mentioned safeguards being in place against those who would travel by rooftop. Perhaps this creature is one. In any case, she is very adept up here, so maybe you will have a better chance on the street. You scramble off the roof, looking for a reasonable safe way down. Looking over the edge, there are no windows nearby. For once, you like to see some barred windows that will allow you to get closer to the street before dropping down. You take a running start, easily making the leap to the next building. There are windows on this one. You grab the edge of the eave and lower yourself down. You hang for a moment, swing your legs and let go. Suddenly your head is jerked to the side. Something has you by the hair. You grab the window bars with one hand, but you're dragged up by enormous strength. Your fingers slip and then you're flying through the air. You land on the roof, managing to roll with your momentum. The stars are above you. A woman now stands between you and the edge. Her dress is faded and tattered, while her face is beautiful and pale. Your father was right. A thief should not have long hair. You rub your scalp. On your back now, she stands above you. There's a brand on her arm. Two curving lines resembling a river. You saw the same mark on Mala. She thrusts her head up. Her long hair rustles just barely in the breeze, so there's no way to avoid this. Okay. Now you see her teeth gleaming in the faint starlight. You were clever to try to escape down, she says in a tone that reminds you of the coldest days of winter. It was your only hope, too bad. She crouches down, crawls closer. She raises one hand. Now you see that she has the hands of a monster with molten skill and long claws. Vampire, you realize. Only a vampire would look like this and strong enough to do what she just did. Yeah, we already read all this. It's pointless to throw the fucking dagger, so let's speak to her. Vampires are very powerful, and so the stories say. There's probably no escaping from her now that you're flat on your back. If she wanted to feed on you, she would have already started. Is she toying with you, or does she have some other use for you? What do you say? A few options come onto your arm. There's a brand on her arm. Maybe she knows about Mala. That's her dress. There's a dress. You could make a joke and offer to buy her a new one. Finally, there's the option of trying to be truly useful to her and offer to work for her. I'm gonna go with the Mala option because I feel like she's just gonna chuckle and then kill me, and the work for offer, she would be like, fuck off, mortal. So we'll go with Mala. Do you know Mala? You ask. In a flash, she's over you, grabs you by the hair, lifts your head up, slams it back into the tiles. When you wake up, perhaps only seconds later, she's grinning down at you. What do you ask me about a whore? The brand on your arm, you say, pointing up at her. She has it. What do you know of her? She begins to lean forward to you. What do you say? Seems like a good woman. I'll feed her to you? Okay, that's a bad idea. Just that. She's a prostitute. Seems like a good woman. I'm gonna go with that. I'm thinking she's like interested in that woman. I'm guessing. Oh, by the way, just in case, I want to mention this because I feel like I break the flow whenever I go like, oh, go ahead and I'm ending the episode here and whatever. So I'm thinking that this time around I'm just not gonna end the episode. I'm just gonna keep recording and then I'm gonna just cut the fucking section as I do with my PC Let's Plays. I might as well do that with this. So there might not be an outro for a long time. I might do one here and there, but probably won't be an outro for a long time. Let's continue.